For more on the expectations from the summit, Simon Marks is joining us live from Washington, D.C. So, Simon, so much just hinges on this first meeting. If a second wider one is to take place, if you look at all the positions from on all sides, what's the likelihood of President Trump achieving a breakthrough?
You know, President Trump sounded himself in two different minds about the prospects for any kind of a breakthrough. On the one hand, here today, he was talking about the possibility of that quick second meeting that would include President Zelensky. He was talking about finding a way to end the bloodshed. Earlier in the week, he mused about the possibility of getting Vladimir Putin to step away from war and to embrace the possibility of a new economic partnership with the United States. But on the other hand, the president conceded that he doesn't even think he can necessarily stop Vladimir Putin from continuing to bomb Ukrainian civilians. And he talked about the possible need to impose those very severe consequences if he can't secure an agreement, at least for a ceasefire. White House officials have basically conceded this week that the ball is in Vladimir Putin's court, that the president wants to look him in the eye, get the measure of him, and decide whether he is seriously interested in peace or, as Donald Trump put it back in April, is instead tapping the United States along and playing for time. So I think we will only know which way things head when they actually meet, with the president suggesting he will know within 2 minutes of his interaction with the Kremlin leader beginning whether the prospects for a negotiated settlement are going to go anywhere.
Yes, I'm ahead of the talks. Trump has toughened his rhetoric. He's deployed nuclear submarines, picked an Alaskan military base for the meeting. I mean, strategically and psychologically, how do you see Mr. Trump positioning himself? And is it going to have any effect on Vladimir Putin?
Liz, I think it's very difficult because the Russians have also been preparing strategically and psychologically, with Kremlin officials insisting that President Putin wants to focus on joint strategic opportunities in the Arctic, for example, joint economic opportunities that he hopes President Trump will embrace. And Russian officials say that their starting point for a peace negotiation is that they want the whole of Crimea and large parts of eastern Ukraine handed over to them by President Zelensky, which, of course, is a non-starter for President Zelensky and Ukraine. So it's going to come down to which side blinks first. And the Europeans are concerned that Vladimir Putin, with decades of experience, after all, he's dealt with every American president since Bill Clinton, has the capacity to outpace President Trump in this meeting. The White House, of course, insists that is not the case. But this could all boil down to whether President Trump remains on script, goes with those talking points that the Europeans urged on him within the last few hours, or whether he is diverted into a conversation about economic cooperation by a wily and skillful Russian president.
All right, Simon, many thanks for that. Simon Marks there, Washington, D.C.